you pop it in the fridge, hoping that, it solidifies or something, but no.
That's the wrong play. You just open the wrapper and like ooze it in your mouth and just let Jesus take the wheel there. That's what you do.
Well, at least I know what our intro is going to consist of.
Halloween. We know it most for the horror movies, but back in the day, it was probably known most for the trick-or-treating that happened in our neighborhoods. You'd wear a costume of your favorite character with the hopes that by visiting door to door, you could lock in some free candy, which brings us to a very serious question. We gotta dim the lights down and ask, what is the best candy to get at Halloween? And not just that, because this is a very personal topic, we're gonna try to develop the A Cast of the Past Top 5 Favorite Candies list on another very exciting podcast episode, which you can check out a brand new one each and every Sunday with yours truly, Juan Velas from Puerto Rico. Joining me as always from Boston, Massachusetts, we have Ryan McNulty. Ryan, did you go trick-or-treating growing up?
I did. I don't know how much of it is a thing these days, but when I was a kid, I definitely trick-or-treated, all through my childhood. Until you get to like 12 years old, all of a sudden it's kind of like not cool anymore. You're in middle school, so but had a lot of great times as a kid.
And from London, Ontario, we have Keith Poshik. Now, Keith, you're up there in Canada. October, that's got to be getting pretty cold, right? So how's the trick-or-treating experience over there?
Sometimes there were years where your jacket would be your costume. You'd put something on under it, and then you just go out in a winter coat with a sack and get your candy and go home. It gets miserable.
And everybody watching and listening, don't forget, you can leave a 5-star review.
That's what I was trying to remember.
Oh, that as well. But you can leave that 5-star review on your favorite podcast app of choice or subscribe to the YouTube channel. But when talking about this, are you guys in general a fan of candy, whether it be chocolate, regular, and then how does that tie in with Halloween? Were you building up that moment to get some of that free candy?
I'm more of a candy man than a salty dog. No, a chocolate man, and really enjoyed the candy. And I would always, how your parents always go through your candy and pick away at it. We had a deal where if you take the chocolate and don't touch the candy, then everybody will be happy on this one.
There's definitely... I think growing up as a kid, I was more of a regular kind of candy person. But as I've gotten older, I've appreciated chocolate more. But don't get me wrong, I ate my fair share of chocolate as a kid too. But I think I leaned more towards the candy.
Interesting. So I'm actually completely the opposite. I don't think I've ever really been a fan of like the regular candy, maybe like Skittles, but even then it's kind of like on a rare occasion. I was more of a Snickers guy, which brings us to the key thing. So what we're going to do is that right now we're all going to sort of address the question, which is what's like our number one favorite candy for Halloween? Like that's the one that I want to get when I go back home, I pour out the bag or the pumpkin or whatever. Like this is what I find. But then ultimately we're going to sort of see like what are some of the general popular Halloween candies. So starting with Keith, when you looked at the bag, when you poured it in your home, what was the one candy that you really needed to say it was a massive success?
My favorite thing is a variation on one of the worst possible candies you can get. So I will do a little twist and say that
not starting out right.
One of my favorite candies ever, it's probably still to this day, in fact, I ate most of a bag of it last night, are Tootsie Rolls. But the original flavored Tootsie Rolls are hot trash. What I love are those flavored Tootsie Rolls. The ones that have like the cherry, the lime, the lemon, the vanilla ones that are kind of garbage, but you just kind of accept it.
Those a thing?
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
The vanilla ones are pretty good. I actually know what Keith's talking about, and they do seem to only really pop up around Halloween, and I will say...
No. Do you have Dollar Tree where you are? Because Dollar Tree has them year-round, and it's like a gold mine.
I'll have to keep an eye out for them, but I think I never thought to seek them out. It was just a thing I always had as a kid for Halloween, but... Man, it's been a while since I've had those, but I agree, those are good, and I actually like the vanilla ones.
So would you say that's your number one, Keith? that you would
Yes.
actually get when you were trick-or-treating or around that time?
Anytime I would go into my little pillowcase and find one of those individual flavored Tootsie Rolls, that was heaven for me. I love them so much.
So what about you, Ryan?
So yeah, given we're
I'm
talking
gonna have one
strictly
right now.
Halloween candy, so you're not going to be getting this like uber 5-star quality chocolate or something like that. I would say that even though I was more of a candy guy, I think my number one favorite thing to get, not only because I enjoyed it, but it had good trade value with my sister for Halloween candy, was the Reese's peanut butter cups. And I think the best one was when you got like the 2-pack with like the 2 cups in it. As
Yes.
opposed the smaller cups were good too, but I think it was nice when you got the full size peanut butter cups.
So, question for you, Ryan. Where do you fall on this debate? Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or Reese's Pieces?
Ooh,
Peanut butter
that's-
cups. Peanut butter cups for sure.
All right, we're
I
enemies.
would have to agree.
No, Reese's Pieces are the way to
I
go.
would rather take like peanut M&Ms or M&Ms versus Reese's Pieces. Don't get me wrong, I'd eat them, but I think I'd rather go for a peanut M&M.
Yeah, I think the Reese's Pieces add too much of a candy flavor. I love the basic like chocolate peanut butter combination with that. Sadly, I've actually become deathly allergic to peanuts. It's like the worst thing ever. How can I be allergic to something that's
Well,
so good?
Juan, let me tell you, in flavored Tootsie Rolls, they are peanut free, so you too can enjoy them.
Not
While
a
I enjoy
sponsor.
this vanilla one.
Well, while you enjoy the vanilla one, for me, my definitive snack or candy had to be the small Snickers, like the travel size or the
Fun
party
size.
pack. Yeah, the fun size ones. I love to get those. I would often put them in the fridge. This is before I knew that Snickers ice cream was a thing. So I would put them in the
yeah.
fridge, and I love to just have that caramel and like the peanuts and everything and like struggle and damn near break my teeth. And I love that. But the problem, here's the thing. Don't forget, I live in Puerto Rico, which is a little bit different weather-wise than Mr.
Oh.
Keith. So I
Yeah.
would go home
How is
very
chocolate
excited.
not a nightmare there?
Yeah. It's like I come home, I'm like, yes, holy crap, it's a puddle of just death chocolate. And then it's like you're so upset because you pop it in the fridge hoping that, it solidifies or something, but no.
That's the wrong play. You just open the wrapper and like ooze it in your mouth and just let Jesus take the wheel there. That's what you do.
Well, at least I know what our intro is going to consist of. But
What a mental image.
I feel like we got like it's like the Goldilocks thing here with trick or treating, right? With Keith, the weather it's too cold, and with Juan, the weather it's too hot. But for me, it was like it's a little chilly, but you can wear your costume and you can come home and your candy's not melted. So I think I might have had the best experience weather-wise for my trick or treating experience.
Definitely, man. So just to recap, and this is not going the way that I thought it would. So we have vanilla Tootsie Rolls, Reese's
No,
peanut butter
flavored
cups, and
Tootsie
Snickers.
Rolls, different.
Okay, flavored. Okay, so just generally speaking, flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Yes.
Write that over here. So those
I
have to
think
be in the
their
top five.
official name is Tootsie Fruit Chews.
Tootsie
according
Fruit
to this
Chews.
bag.
So let's just put it like that. Okay, so Ryan, could you recap some of the more popular chocolate flavors or chocolate candies that people do tend to get in Halloween?
Yeah, so to list off ones we haven't covered yet, we got, Juan mentioned Snickers, so we got Twix, M&Ms, Butterfingers, Hershey's, chocolate bars, Kit Kats, chocolate coins, Milky Way, Baby Ruth, Crunch bars, and 100 Grand.
So based on that, I know that you two are definitely not so much in the chocolate side as you are the more traditional candy, but is there anything from that? We brought up Snickers and peanut butter cups. Is there anything from that we should consider in Halloween? Like, because generally during the year, like we've talked about this in our favorite horror movies episode, right? So it's like generally those are the movies that you watch during a specific time of year. So we're talking about Halloween, October 31st. Is there anything from that we should consider?
Even as a fan of not chocolate, I feel like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups have to be a lock on this list.
Well,
It's one of the best
I already
chocolates
put
ever.
those technically at the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beyond
yeah,
that,
those are- that's
beyond
there,
that, they're
yeah.
all garbage.
Yeah. Well, hey, I would definitely argue for Twix. I think Twix is
Twix is
I
all
really
right.
enjoyed that Cookie Crunch, man. Twix is pretty solid. No?
Twix is all right. Like, I enjoy some of the flavored Twixes now as an adult, but if we're talking that little red package you get in Halloween candy, like, I could name at least 10 candies that are better than it. If I had to make a case for one, I would go either Snickers or Butterfinger. But Butterfinger's
Oh my god,
dangerous.
I was like, you better not say Butterfinger.
But Butterfinger's is
the worst.
dangerous.
Garbage.
You can
It's
like lose a
garbage.
tooth with Butterfinger, but the
Was
taste
I
of
the
it
only
is
one-
all right.
I legitimately had pain, and like I didn't have like terrible teeth or something, but my teeth would hurt eating Butterfingers.
And it gets all stuck in your teeth, and it's not worth it. It's not worth the trouble because it doesn't taste good enough to justify it.
Do y'all have Crispy Crunch? That's another good chocolate bar.
We
that
had
like
what
Crunch?
there was like Crackle or something. Wasn't that one of them? And then, but Crunch. I don't know. Crunch bars are
I'm
solid.
gonna put this in our document here.
I think Crunch bars are like, if you want a little bit more than just chocolate, I think those are really nice, right? Because it's like they're not overly complicated. They have like the crisp rice cereal inside of them. So that would be something I would consider maybe adding.
Man,
But-
I can't believe the hate for Twix. I thought it was a pretty generally liked candy bar.
I
Okay,
hate
what
Twix
about
so
Kit Kat?
much. Yeah, I hate Twix
Oh,
so
Kit
much that I
Kat's-
realized
yeah.
I just made a case for Kit Kat and thought it was Twix. So everything I said earlier that nice about Twix, it's actually about Kit Kat. So I would put Kit Kats on the list.
Kit Kats
Yes.
on the list that you like or don't
yeah,
like?
that I like.
Okay. You know what? I'm game for Kit Kats. If put it up there.
Okay, so right now we added a fourth one. Now let's just quickly recap regular, more traditional candy. So we have Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, Nerds, Jolly Ranchers, Twizzlers, Starburst, Airheads, Jelly Beans, and Blow Pops. Those are the more traditional ones according to the 30-minute research that I did before the podcast episode. That's what people kind of like. From that one, is there anything that you have to consider for the top 5?
See, this is where I would make more of my cases. Like, there's like 5 candies on here I would put above chocolate. Period. Like, I think that Starbursts are some of the best candies
Oh,
ever
hell
made.
yeah.
And Starbursts
Starburst
need
has
to
been-
be near the tippity top of
Yes,
this.
Starburst has been a favorite of mine for forever. So 100% in
Skittles?
agreement on that.
Okay,
Skittles-
Question about
Yeah.
Starburst. Do you care about either A, the flavor, or B, it's that experience that you put that in your tongue and eventually it fades away? What do you
I
like
like
most
the
about it?
flavor.
I'm sorry, what? What do you do with
I
Starburst?
chew my Starburst.
Yeah, I chew it like a human.
No, like, but it eventually just disappears.
You just
it's like
you
magic.
just suckle
Yeah.
upon your Starburst.
That's
What?
weird.
Okay, I guess Puerto Rico does it differently, but we all
Well,
enjoy
that's
them. I agree.
mean, that's what you do with the Jolly Rancher, maybe.
Yeah.
But
I don't like
not
Jolly Ranchers,
Starburst.
though.
I can order my favorite Starburst. If we're talking like original, it goes red number 1, orange number 2, yellow number 3, and pink number 4. But I think they are all acceptable
Oh, wow.
flavors.
all right, I agree they're all acceptable flavors, but I go red, pink, yellow, orange. That's
Orange is my
rank.
number 1. Definitely. But aside from Starburst,
Maybe it's
we're
the
putting
suckling
that.
thing.
Yeah. Hey, I love them. We love them differently, but it's all about enjoying them. So aside from that, Twizzlers is the worst thing ever. So is there anything else that's solid from this list?
Hey,
Okay,
I like me some Twizzlers, all right?
Why?
Don't be
It's
knocking
freaking
Twizzlers.
plastic. Just chew on
I
a piece of
can-
plastic. Why don't you?
I can follow
It's
you
got
down
a
that
subtle
road.
but great flavor.
I can follow you down that road for Twizzlers, but if you're gonna say something bad about Nibs, we're gonna fight. Because it's like,
I'm okay on those.
yeah, Nibs are great.
No,
But
I would
what
say
about-
the other thing I would put on here, first of all, jelly beans, garbage. Okay, get out of here. Sour Patch Kids.
Yes,
I would definitely put Sour Patch Kids up there as well.
And I think that one in particular, if you think about like Halloween, there was something about getting specifically that during Halloween that maybe like during the rest of the year, some people didn't care about all that much, but I do think that was good.
And
So
we don't have it on our list, but I would also make a case for Swedish Fish.
Oh yeah.
would you make the case for a top 5?
Yes,
I probably wouldn't, but
I would put it in the discussion. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So we can all agree that candy corn, which is a staple for Halloween, is just the absolute worst, right?
I would not ever make a case for it to be even close to the top 5, but I also don't mind. I don't hate on candy corn as much as a lot of other people do. Like, I'll eat some candy corn, but it doesn't belong anywhere near the top 5. I will admit that.
One thing I'm surprised is that neither of you have made the case for Skittles, yet you like Starburst. Are you more in the pro Starburst and hating on Skittles?
I would make the case for Skittles. I would make the case for either plain Jane Skittles or sour Skittles. Sour Skittles were always a treat, but if we're choosing a sour candy, I think Sour Patch Kids are superior in every single way.
Yeah,
and Skittles
agree.
are good.
I fully agree. Skittles, I do like Skittles, but I feel like there is an aspect of, I guess, and it's probably for the better with Skittles, is that you get sick of them really fast, I think, in comparison.
Yeah.
Like, I can eat a whole pack of Starburst like nothing, but by the time you're at the end of a pack of Skittles, you're just like, I hate myself.
Yeah, my teeth are stinging right now. This isn't a good time.
Yeah, it's a little too much. So just to recap, the ones that we do have right now are the flavor Tootsie Rolls, the fruit chews. We have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Snickers, Kit Kat, Starburst, Sour Patch Kids, Swedish Fish, and Skittles. So we need to make a top 5. I just want to make sure before we keep going, are we missing anything that you're worth fighting over?
How do y'all feel about Rockets? Because
First question, what is that?
Okay. I don't know how to explain this to you. You know that document that we have open, which will be great for the listener. And in that worst Halloween candy, they call it Smarties, but it's not Smarties. They're called Rockets here.
Oh, okay. They were called Smarties. For me, you could get those at Time Out at the arcades for like 5 tickets. They would have those. To me, that was just not.
They're
not
very
fun.
meh to me.
Okay.
It's the thing that you got because it's like
That's true.
It
is
was so
filler.
cheap. Exactly. Same thing with like licorice. Yeah.
And how do you guys ever have double lollies? Because that's another tippity top one for me.
I have no
It's
idea.
it's like a sucker, but it's made out of like candy
what's
powder.
it called?
Double lolly. It's like a candy sucker.
I'm afraid of searching this.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I know what that is. I actually really like
okay.
those. Yeah. I got
All
those
right.
a couple times.
I'd like to put double lolly on the list.
Just for the name.
I was
I'm
like,
just gonna put that.
are we ranking candy or sex positions? I can't tell.
Baby, if you like and subscribe, you'll get the double lolly, if you know what I mean.
So let's double lolly onto the ranked top 5. Okay.
Okay.
So from this list, is there anything that you would immediately consider cropping off based on what I just mentioned earlier? Like just not worth top 5?
I feel like this is going to seem like an attack, but I just don't like Snickers. I don't like Snickers in any form. I do not like a deep fried Snicker at a carnival. I would cut Snickers immediately. And I'm sorry.
That's my number 1, man. We
I
gotta
know.
leave that.
Don't worry, I'll step in and defend Snickers. Although I
Tag
didn't
me
eat
in,
them,
Ryan.
I did not eat them as much as a kid. I love them now. And Juan, you're right. Snickers ice cream. I'm pretty sure all summer I always had at least 1 box in my freezer.
So good.
So Snickers. Definitely. If we were to also have like an aside of like an audience poll, I feel like Snickers would also be way up there because it's such a popular candy.
Can we put
So
if you're not willing to cut it, can it be like at the bottom half, like maybe like a 4 or a 5?
I would put it at, just based on Ryan and my own response, I put it at 3 right now. Definitely not 2 or 1 because I don't think it's going to be argued. But let's just say
I
it's
think
like 3 or
is
4.
a good compromise.
Okay.
It can change. It can change. This is
Okay.
not. One thing I would contemplate removing is Swedish Fish, just because it's like it's okay candy, but it's not the candy that would get me excited. Like,
It's
holy
not-
crap, I got a lot of this.
It doesn't have its place as much in the world of Halloween. I feel like
I think I'm a little biased for it now at being too old for going out trick or treating. Like, do you guys do the November 1st rush at the day after Halloween, like
Oh,
where
of course.
everything is like
CVS,
80%
Walgreens.
off.
Yeah.
And then you go and buy everything. I love that like Menards pack of Swedish Fish and berries and Sour Patch Kids. So I'm all about Swedish
Yeah.
Fish at this
Keith,
age.
that's
Yeah,
for the
see-
follow-up episode. That's like for the clearance
Sure.
Halloween
Yeah.
candy.
Well, see, I like Swedish Fish a lot, but I don't know if you guys have Trader Joe's near you, but they have their own version of Swedish Fish that I think are even better.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
really?
Yeah, they're called Scandinavian Swimmers, which is a hilarious name.
Wow, that is
But
horribly elaborate.
seriously, I bought 2 packs this weekend. They're friggin' amazing.
Let me
So
tell
would
you
you
about my
remove them or
double
keep them?
lolly with the Scandinavian swimmers. And
If you get the double lolly, you're gonna end up with some Scandinavian Swimmers.
You're gonna start with.
I would cut Swedish Fish,
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
but
yeah.
I wouldn't cut the Scandinavian swimmers.
No, see, but we can swap that for the future edition. What about you,
Yeah,
Ryan?
once you got, if you don't have them near you, I'll mail you some. Seriously.
All right.
So what about you, man? Anything you would cut, Ryan?
I just because I've never had it, I would cut the double lolly.
Oh.
I'd like to try it first.
Yeah, Keith, you gotta try a double lolly before you knock it. So I think it's just gonna be disqualified right now, man. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Keith is just getting hammered, like his picks. Okay,
Yeah.
Keith, you know what? You get to put a number 2. We'll argue about it. What will be your number 2 candy just based on what we have? Once again, the Fruit Chews, Peanut Butter Cups, Snickers, Kit Kat, Starburst, Sour Patch Kids, and Skittles.
If I would have to put a number 2, it would be Sour Patch Kids, just because they are cream a la crop when it comes to candy. They're so good. I don't know if you've tried the new like Sour Patch Kids Heads version. It's like the heads in one flavor and the body's another. Those are amazing. I can't recommend them enough, but easily one of the best candies of all time. I would say there is one on this list that is better, but we will get to that.
So I have a question. Are we considering packaging at all when we?
I think
talk
you
about
need
Halloween?
to. If
Okay.
we're talking about Halloween candy, you need to. It's what you get
Yeah.
in the Halloween.
Because I would say, unless you happen to luck out and reach one of those full-size candy bar houses, which they were out there, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
were rare.
There's one at the end of my street.
Yeah.
They were the best.
I would have to say, like, something that would hurt Starburst in its ranking is the Halloween package Starburst. You usually just got the little 2-packs, which weren't always. It was very rare that you got the full pack, whereas I think that might hurt it a little bit.
Yeah, because maybe you didn't get the color you wanted.
I want to
Yeah.
agree with you, but when you get that orange and red pack,
Ooh.
Or
primo.
the
It's
double red pack.
yeah, the double
Huh.
red pack, that is the best thing in the world.
So Ryan, just for that, I would put it like a number 4 because it's like I didn't just get Starburst. Which ones did I get?
Yeah.
So it's like the curiosity of which, because like you get Snickers, doesn't matter the size, it's still a Snickers.
You're
But
getting
here
a
it's like
bad
a
chocolate
thrill
bar.
ride.
Yeah, so that I might rank Starburst at number 4 just because of the packaging.
I can get behind that.
Okay, so is there anything that for number 5 that the 3 of us are kind of going like, okay, it's not the definitive option, but keep in mind we still have Keith's Tootsie Rolls Fruit Chews, so I think something's going to be cut from here. The peanut butter cups are still not here, but the Snickers are, so I'm safe. I got my pick in there. So Ryan, like, where would you rank? Maybe Skittles are not in here, so would that be cut?
I would probably cut Skittles. I think peanut butter cups have to go on here. I would put them at number 1. But we'll see. I mean, if we want to put them up there for now, and we'll see how things shake out.
How do we feel about the Kit Kats then?
Kit
You
Kats,
can't have Kit Kats and Snickers on here as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think I could live without the Kit Kats being on there, but I think peanut butter cups need to be on there.
Okay,
I can
okay.
get behind that.
So, Keith is not the biggest peanut butter cups thing, and I have no doubt both of you are going to try to sell your respective candy as the number 1. But keep in mind, this is our list, not each individual
And
list. So
for that reason, even though you've cut all of my favorite things, we kind of disqualified double lollies because not all of us have tried it. So even though it's my favorite candy ever, I feel like we do need to disqualify my fruit chews because
It's
not
your
all
number
three of
one,
us.
man.
It is my number one, but
we could probably get it on. I would be able to get it to number 5, I think, at least.
Yeah,
Because
it's like if you feel that strongly about it, dude, Keith, like don't sell yourself
for it.
short, man.
okay, never mind
Fight
then.
for it.
Carry on. Yeah, I'll take 5 then.
Where's your fighting spirit? You usually wreck me in
You
these.
just beat me out of it. You just beat it out of
You
me.
beat you into submission.
Exactly.
the
My
thing.
Scandinavian swimmers were going crazy.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be double lolly on, man. So we have the peanut butter cups. Here's the thing. I know Keith, you would not have that be number one, right? You.
Yeah, I love Reese's peanut butter cups, but now that I'm looking at this list, I think I love Sour Patch Kids more than Reese's peanut butter cups. Like, I could get behind Sour Patch Kids being number 1, Reese's peanut butter cups being number 2.
Ryan.
I'm on board with that. I
Yeah.
can respect that.
Yeah, because like I think that Reese's peanut butter cups is special because, as you mentioned, Ryan, there's so many ways that you can get it. You can get the 2-pack, but you also have the tiny ones, which to me were not as good. That's kind of like hey, at least you got something, but there were the options. But I think Sour Patch Kids was the one candy that it's like, doesn't matter who you are, it's a fun experience, it's a unique flavor.
Have you guys ever tried Sour Patch Kids ice cream? I found it for the first time this year, and it changed
What?
my life.
How can you try to describe the flavor? Because I'm curious.
Imagine like a creamsicle, but the inside of a creamsicle, but it has a little bit of a sour tinge to it at the end.
Now, is it flavored ice cream or is it ice cream with Sour Patch Kids in it?
It's ice cream with Sour Patch Kids in it. To me, the best way that I would try to describe it is that it's the inside of a creamsicle with little pieces of Sour Patch Kid inside it. So you get that creamsicle flavor, and then depending on the bite, you get a little bit of Sour Patch Kid sour in there, and it is so good.
Wouldn't that be like hard because it's like frozen Sour Patch Kids?
Well, no, it's not. It's not like a pre-made Sour Patch Kid. It's like the goo that they make into it. So no, you're not
Okay.
just taking a hard chunk.
Yeah.
They're not monsters, Juan.
Mr. McNulty, would you do the honors of presenting a Cast of the Past's top 5 favorite Halloween candy starting at number 5? Could you do that for us, man?
All right, for the definitive Cast of the Past Halloween candy ranking, at number 5, Tootsie Roll flavored fruit chews. At number 4, Starburst. At number 3, Snickers. Number 2, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And number 1, Sour Patch Kids.
That
I
seems
can
pretty
live
good.
with that. I can live with that.
It
The
is
Snickers
interesting.
thing, I'd change, but I can respect your decision.
It goes to show that I think Halloween can bring a different experience because even though I was the one that was in the minority when it comes to chocolate made the top 3, right? So I think that goes to show like maybe for Halloween, you treat yourself to more chocolate because it's like you're getting it for free. Let's put it this way. You ain't spending a dime on any of this, but you spend like $40 on the costume. So really, is it cost effective to trick or treat? Maybe not, but please let us know, everybody watching and listening. What are your top 5 favorite Halloween candies specifically for the time of Halloween? Because maybe during the year, that is a little different. And if you enjoy the podcast, please consider leaving a 5-star review. And if you enjoy horror video games, we do have something coming up, which is Ryan's favorite game. What are we going to be reviewing very soon, Ryan?
We're going to be reviewing the video game Silent Hill 2, often considered the best in the series, and it's a game Juan and Keith have not played before, so I'm very interested to hear their take, and I'm having a lot of fun replaying it because it's been a while since I played it, so that review is coming up in the month of October.
Absolutely. So if you want to be able to hang out with us, we do have a Discord over at acastofthepast.com/Discord. And you can also find us on social media by just searching the name on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So up until next time, we hope that you have your awesome trick or tweet. Oh, wait a minute. We can trick or tweet. I just made a thing up. We can trick or tweet on a
All right.
cast.
To the
past. Hear me out. This will be our trick or tweet. You send me some Scandinavian swimmers, I'll send you some double ollies.
That can work.
All right.